These children should mix up, mingle around. And the system of education, it is just not what we achieve. Collectively, we have to see that the nation grows. Very interestingly, I would say that it is the experience which has spoken. Lieutenant General Arjun Rai has said that today's education, whatever degrees we take in, we are not making them employable. And whenever we speak, there are large hue and cries when we try to bring in a system where we try to teach the students beyond the syllabus, integrated teaching, or even to say, trying to introduce the skill education. And every individual, irrespective of what background they are, when they speak about education, they said they are the education experts, self-proclaimed education experts. In Karnataka, we have already entered into our understanding with 4 major NGOs. The major NGO with whom we have signed our memorandum of understanding is Azim Premji Foundation. Next, we have the Shikshana Foundation, Pratham's, and also Khan Academy, where all their videos are being translated into regional language. Though education in the age group of 6 to 14 is a constitutional right, in Karnataka we have ensured even 0 to 6, we have said that it's a fundamental right and every institution has to register. This is only to ensure that to bring in certain regulations. And Bangalore being the Silicon Valley where the IT solutions are every day. And when I sit in the office, I have so many representatives coming that I have solution for every problem. But what is the problem? It's a bigger issue to understand. And when we speak about transmitting our contents of syllabus, we also have to ensure the hardwares, the softwares, the internet availability, and all these things. When we have more and more deliberations, we have representatives from across the country, we'll have to ensure that the best practices and innovations in education has to be identified from the grassroots level. Every teacher definitely has substance. We got to identify the talents. With all said and go, the type of innovations, the type of inventions we have been seeing, every day we have something new. But remember, education, transforming education cannot have shortcuts. We are going by the nature, the age of the child, the learning indicators of every child. What is more important here is identifying those of the students who are educationally backward. Socio status or economic status should not be considered here. It is only the educational consideration what we got to have. And when we start identifying those of the students who have that backwardness of learning should be identified, they should be brought in par with the other students. But I don't deny that the affordability criteria has now grown that people can pay more for their children. Rather, it's a moment of pride for the parents to say that my child is going to such and such school. But when we think about the nation, the educational values, the ethics, if we have a fine blending of these two, and education, it is not for one's living, but we got to convert this. The conversions should be education with a socio-responsible attitude that what we can do for others. I think many of the institutions which are now at a greater height should definitely adopt some of the government schools coming in your area. Perhaps in the vicinity, you got to bring in that theme of education, the system of education. But you may definitely raise a question and say that what is the government doing? Today, in fact, the very word public, it is a general phenomenon to say that it is for the masses. But when the private institutions put the name public, the parents are more attracted there. A common sense of understanding that how the schools can be brought up, the system of education can be improved, and to treat every child as an asset of the society, identifying best of the best innovations and best practices adopted in the schools. Brainfeed has been doing conceptually a good job. I congratulate Brainfeed, the team of entire Brainfeed, who has made it possible that to create a platform to understand the challenges in the field of education. And also, I would just request that even the government-run schools should be evaluated, and if you start identifying them, that will be a sense of what giving them a greater strength, and also, as Lieutenant General Arjun Rai has said, whatever recommendations you have to bring in changes in the field of education, I would definitely welcome them and also assure that these things would be definitely put in practice too. At this very moment, I also congratulate the teachers of the Police Public School. It's a new innovation because basically police personnels, they are more for the safety of the people and they are into the transferable jobs. The Kendriya Vidyalayas consider the central services and the state services were put at stake. It's a new innovations which took place, and police personnel, they started their own school. And today we see that they are turning out to be one of the best schools. I congratulate the teachers who have been awarded, and I also take this opportunity to congratulate all those who will be awarded this evening, because this is just an inaugural function. I'm happy to be associated in today's function and looking forward for something new when you deliberate on issues, whatever the outcomes of the deliberations are. I hope that would be more grateful in bringing in changes into the system. As rightly said, whenever we come across any situation or problem, we talk about a change, but rarely we adopt any changes. So let us all unitedly take up this challenge of bringing in a better tomorrow. I thank you all, and I thank the organizers for having given me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for all your assurances, and thanks for the support from the government side and for giving us, the private schools, a platform to share their opinion also in the implementation of the policies that are made. And definitely, as you said, best practices have to be implemented or initiated from the grassroots level itself. Now, I would request the chief guest of today, Mr. Tanveer Sait, to felicitate the guests on the dais, dignitaries on the dais. Mr. Tanveer Sait, please felicitate Mr. Brajesh Kalappa. Mr. Premchand Paleti. That shows how much Brainfeed loves Premchand Paleti. Next to Mrs. Manjula Pooja Shroff. Dr. Srinivas Kandula also. I request Mr. M.B. Ramakrishna, sir, to please accept our felicitation on behalf of Brainfeed. Now I request Mr. Brajesh Kalappa to felicitate and present a memento to our chief guest, Shri Tanveer Sait. I request Brajesh Kalappa to felicitate our chief guest today. I thank all the dignitaries on the dais, our chief guest, Shri Tanveer Sait, for taking time off and then coming here, participating and spending time with us. And our guest of honor, Mr. Brajesh Kalappa, and also our friends, Premchand Paleti and Manjula Puja Shroff and Srinivas Kandula garu. Thank you, sir.
A wonderful session indeed. Thank you, all the dignitaries. Thank you, our chief guest, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Mr. Brajesh Kalappa. Thank you, Dr. Shroff. Thank you, everyone, for inaugurating the session, inaugurating the 5th National Conference, our Brainfeed's 5th National Conference in such a wonderful way. Now I would like to call upon stage Colonel Rajendra Prasad from iScholar Education Services to share with us their experience in the education sector and the immense task they have been doing to add value in making our